Okay, looks like we're ready to go. As always, I like to make sure that everything sounds okay, and my camera's focused. As you can see, it has this thing where it picks me up and makes sure that I'm doing okay. If the audio sounds okay and all that wonderful jazz, I will cover the rules. I will explain the hunt for those who don't know that are new, and then we will begin with the first clue. So I'll just see who's here. All right. Oh, I got a pop up coming up. Let's see, loud and clear. Hello, Jason. Thanks for coming by. You said you got to get out of here real quick. I actually had my Thrill of the Chase book right here. Oh, it's right there. I was going to talk about it today, but it can wait till another day. I'd like to maybe have you on when you get a little more time and we could talk about it together. Brockton Magnet Fisher, as always. And it's Paparos, What's in the Dirt, I think. He's probably our biggest supporter, fan, all that stuff. He's been there since the beginning. And if I'm saying that wrong, you need to make a Wikipedia, and then that way I can click the little thing. I don't know if you've seen that before, where it'll read it out for you. We have Motor City Magnet Fishers here today. Clayton Matul. I should just quit trying to pronounce some of these names. If you know how to pronounce that, just read it and pronounce it in your head. I also find that issue when I read books and then I watch the movie and I'm like, oh, that's how they're saying the name. So if it's your first time being here, we'll jump right into it. Basically, this is an online treasure hunt that I created where you can win today $60 by finding the treasure. It's been $20 hunts for a little bit now, but I had a donation from Brockton Magnet Fishing, and then Jason Dent, who's in the chat right now, and then also our winners. Our winner last week, Stitch, donated $20 of the $40 that he won to this hunt today, and he won $40 last week because Mike Haverstock donated his $20 to the next hunt. Our other past hunters for the first hunt that we did was Ohio River History, won $100. Christine Cornejo, $120, and then Digging Richmond also $120, which I did a live stream with him after the hunt last week. Basically, how this is going to work is it's a place or a location. The two perfect ones that I could use, depending where you're at geologically or geographically, is the Statue of Liberty. Everybody pretty much knows what the Statue of Liberty is. It is both like a physical object or a location. So this hunt will lead you to a physical object or a location. The first person in the chat to guess the physical object or the location that I have picked today will win the $60. And I'll put that back up on the screen. And if you don't believe that you actually win the money, just hit up the people that have won, and they can 100% verify it. Every 15 minutes or so, I will give you a new clue, which will be like the very first clue that I gave you, a hint, which I will describe what I meant by that clue. So I'll literally tell you, like, if my clue was like, it's under the bucket, and you're like, what did it mean under the bucket? And I'm like, oh, I meant this. So that's how the hints work. And then I can tighten location by using Google Earth, which I'll pull up here in a little bit and physically show you where it might be. And by process of elimination, a lot of people have used that tool to find stuff. And that's basically it. At the very end, once somebody has won, you will contact me via email. Make sure to stick around because I've had some issues, especially with last week's winner, where I have a couple different emails where people make a fake email real quick and try to hit me up for the $20 or for this week, the $60. And so it'll be better. What I'll do is I'll email you in the middle of this. I'll give you a random number. You tell me what that random number was to verify it was actually you. And we will figure out how to get you the money, whether I mail you a check, I do it via PayPal, Venmo, yada, yada, yada. I'll make sure you get the money. You could also donate it to any charity of your cause, and we will take it from there. Remember, share this hunt with your friends. The more the merrier, and I really enjoy doing this sort of thing. Let me make sure to look at the comments again to see if there's any issues, and I will just throw up anybody new that I see in the chat. And thanks, Brockton Magnet Fisher, for bringing in people. I really appreciate that. And then we have Donna. Hello, Donna. Thank you for stopping by today. And if I missed anybody, just hopefully the chat will be a little bit active. And just remember, Jason Dent and Brockton also donated $10 last week, and that's why this week's treasure hunt will be $60. I normally do $20, but the winner of last week took $20 from his, donated it to this hunt, and then I got some donations. And any donations I get, I will just kind of forward back and make the hunt a little more interesting. That being said, one more time, you're looking for an object or a location. Another example besides the Statue of Liberty is the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower has both a physical address and it's a very popular object. Now, this thing can be very unpopular. It can be the fountain in the middle, a fountain in the middle of nowhere. It can be a specific geologic rock in the middle of nowhere. So just go off the clues. If you need some hints to the clues, or you want me to tighten up the location, meaning eliminate, country, states, stuff like that, that's something we could do every 15 minutes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the first clue. After I read off the first clue, I will throw it in the comment section so I can throw it up on the screen, and we will take it from there. And Jason, thank you so much. Yep, we got married on Saturday, and it was beautiful. We went up to Northern California, and that's Northern California, like the state of California in the United States. We have one video uploaded. We're waiting for other videos to come in. We had a flower guy, a buddy of mine that was in the Marine Corps with me was our flower guy, and we put that video up on YouTube Shorts, and it's pretty funny. So it was a great event, and thank you so much for the congratulations. So let's jump into the first clue. And remember, this is a $60 hunt. So let me pull this up, and I got to put this into chat. And I will be jumping back and forth in the comment section. The cool thing about if you're the first person to guess, it timestamps it, in the chat, in the YouTube chat feature. So if two people guess it within like the same, couple seconds, whoever says it first will be the winner of the $60. And that's kind of how we will do it. And I will throw in this first clue. There's always a little issue with how it spaces it out. So I got to format this. And little by little, I'm getting better at this. But here we go. One more second, and we will be running and gunning. All right. And it's really cool. We had a lot of people show up right away this week. Our past treasure hunts have really only lasted, the last two have been real quick, about an hour. And the ones before that were anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. And our last two were solved pretty quick. So make sure to, if you have a guess, you can guess at any time. But remember, people can kind of feed off of any information that you give. And you get a new clue, a hint, all that stuff, like I said, every 15 minutes. So I'll give you a new clue, a hint, and or tighten location. I'll let you guys vote on it in the chat. And so I will now, it looks like the format is okay. Let me double check it because I don't want to have to do it again. And this in the chat now is the first clue, and I will read it how I wrote it, and we will go from there. And it is posted right there. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn. If you believe that sort of thing, if you win this cash, and then it cut it off, come over and make a purchase. So I read that kind of weird. I'll read it one more time just because I met that character count and it cut it off. But hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And if it seems like a weird format, I write it in a poem form, but YouTube doesn't really accept it when it's vertically like that. It tries to push everything together. And so I try to put some grammatic stuff in there to make it work out, but it may seem kind of weird, but it also might be significant. So just kind of play it by ear. Like I said, that's our first clue. And I'll let you just read it again. And here in about 15 minutes or so, we'll make it actually pretty quick. We'll say about 4:35. I will give you a new clue, a hint, or I will use Google Earth as a reference. And from there, you'll be able to lock down an area. And this is not the second part. It's all the same clue. It just, like I said, I met the character count and YouTube cut it off. One of our past winners, Mike Haverstock. I try to advertise it, Mike, but I also try not to be too annoying in the Facebook groups that I'm a part of. We have an okay amount of people in here. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I don't know if it notifies you about live videos, but I think that's the best way to get notified about it. I'm not necessarily looking for 1 billion subscribers, but if you have a group, or maybe I can make a Facebook group for the future and send everybody an invite. I would really like to remind people, because you're one of our past winners and you donated to last week, which was pretty cool because you've solved the puzzle that week pretty fast. And Stitch 2's here, our last week's champion. Hi, Stitch. Solved it pretty quick also, and then he donated $20 to this week's hunt. And we got some donations from Brockton. Thanks for the congratulations. I got married this weekend. Thank you. And we got another $10 from Jason, which I don't see. Here we go. Jason Dent also donated $20. And that's why this week the hunt is $60. And I have everybody that's been our past winner up until this point. And as you can see, before Stitched last week, Mike was our winner the week before. Before that, Digging Richmond. Before that, Christine Cornejo. And then our very first winner was Ohio River History. So whoever wins today, your name will be put in the champions banner. We'll call it that I'm showing right now. And from there, you will get $60. And remember, stick around. You'll email me, and I'll get your contact information, all that jazz. And I'm gonna do it all while I'm live, because I've been having an issue with people trying to say, like, the most recently Stitched. I had somebody send me an email, and then Stitched at the actual person sent me an email, so I had to figure out of the 2 emails which one was real, because I guess anybody will do whatever to get cash. So let me go back over the first clue again, if you didn't see it, and I'll read it. Hi everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase, which I noticed that it put make twice also. So, yeah, no, I think it's fine right now. I think everybody kind of gets, can understand it. And here we go. I'm looking at the chat. Start Googling unicorns. Yeah, you guys, and like I said, if you guys want to help each other out, and you get each other's contact information, it's $60 today, and I can do whatever you want with it. I could send it to you via Eagle, and you can get it in ones if you want, or I could use whatever digital transfer money software like PayPal or Venmo or whatever people are into, or I can donate it to like any charity of your choosing. So it's really up to you. As of right now, we have no guests. We have 1 clue, and here in about 5 minutes, I'm going to give you a new clue, a hint, or I'm going to tighten the location for you. And I'll show you how that feature works just in a second. Like I said, if you think you know what the treasure is or the location that it's in, you'll guess in the chat. And luckily, YouTube's chat feature will notify me who does it first. And so the first person to correctly guess will then email me, and then I will get you your $60. However, I will, however you want it, whether I send it to a charity or, you want me to send you some cash. And that's kind of how we'll play it by ear. And just so you get an idea of what it looks like. So let me open it up. And whoopsie. Oh, it's doing its weird thing right now, which is fine. We have about 4 minutes, so just an update for whoever's in the chat. And then if you want me to reread the first clue, anything like that, you'll just talk to me and let me know. And here we go. And so as of right now, there's nothing in the comment section. Here in the next 3 minutes, I will give you a new clue, hint, or I'll tighten the location. I just go, it's like a democracy here. I will look at the chat, and whatever you folks vote on, I will choose it by then. And remember, the new clue is like the first clue I gave you. A hint you'll win a chance for me to explain a portion of, like, the first clue is pretty big. After that, the clues shorten up. But I can tell you what I meant by a specific section of the clue. And then I can tighten up the location using Google Earth, which I'm having an issue right now. And so for some reason, it's just being silly. And then it looks like, oh, I get it. So I'm new to StreamYard, and then it's, there we go. Now it should be fine here in a second. And so it's 4:33. I will start looking in the chat for whether you guys want to, or you folks need a new clue, a hint, or you want me to tighten the location. Remember, the first person to guess, because somebody might get it right after this next, whatever it's clue, hint, or location. But you can win $60, and that's where we're at. So somebody in the chat, let me know whether you want a new clue, a hint, or you want me to tighten the location. And then around 4:35, once the chat has decided, I will go from there. All right. So it looks like I do it like this. So this would allow me to, so we might, yeah. So for some reason, I think if I do it like this, it works okay. You can see my screen at this portion of my screen now. So, yeah, it's just I'm having an issue with it. I don't know what it is. I didn't restart my computer like I always do, and so there's just something fishy. But if you vote on, me isolating a location, basically each time you vote for that, I can be like this, and I can go to like Africa or something like that, and then you would know that it's within the boundaries of Africa, and it won't be anywhere else. And or, each time I can zoom in and zoom in and zoom in and zoom in, and eventually you'll be to a pretty tight location. As of right now, it's anywhere on planet Earth. It's not the moon. It's not on the moon or in space. I don't know if the moon is like Earth's property or the United States or anything like that. But that's kind of where we're at right now. And then it's going to do this. So I'm sorry, that's probably annoying because I have always hated those endless screens. But I will now go to the chat. And like I said, we're voting right now in the chat whether you want a new clue, a hint, or you want me to tighten the location. And it's really up to the chat. So if one person says it, that's where I'm at. If 10 people say it, I will take whatever the majority says they want for this next one. And so it looks like Arizona Mort Squad wants a hint. We have a clue, and we have a tighten location. So we have a three-way vote going here. So we're going to need a fourth, whoever the fourth person is, whatever they decide on, whether it be clue, hint, or location. I will then, at this point, give you a new clue. And yeah, we just, I don't really advertise it too much. And we just started. So, so it like I was telling you guys in the beginning, share this hunt. I don't want to put it on too much other social media because I don't want to pull people in that are like, oh, what's this? And then maybe they spam the chat or something like that. But if you have friends or family or no other treasure hunters that are into stuff like this, armchair treasure hunting, bring them along. The more the merrier. I do throw it on some of the Facebook groups I'm a part of, but other than that, I try not to advertise it too much because I really like people who follow us on YouTube to kind of, or subscribe to us on YouTube, excuse me, to show up and experience with us, experience the whole online treasure hunt with us. And so we have a new clue, a hint, or a location we got to vote on right now. And right now we have Arizona Mort Squad with hint, Brockton with clue, and Mike Haverstock with Titan location. So I just need one person to vote and say one of those three so we can continue. Until then, I can't do anything and my hands are tied because this is a democracy, and so I will not be the one deciding. While we are waiting, I will go over the first clue again and I will read it. Hi everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr could not make it. But whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn. If you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. That was clue number one. Although I can't read, it's in the chat. And then we have location. So let me open up Google Earth, and it's going to be real weird real quick. And so we go like this. We're going to share my screen. And this should have fixed. I was fixing it as we were talking. And actually, let me make it a little bit bigger. So let me go like this, and I'll make my head real small. As you can see, I will take off Jason Dent's comment, and I will take off that banner. Okay, this is the planet Earth. And for the first Titan location, we will tighten it up to right here. So it's somewhere within these boundaries. So what you can eliminate, if you haven't seen it, is South America, North America. It looks like the northern part of Africa is showing right there. It doesn't really look like, it looks like maybe a portion of Russia in the top right. So it wouldn't be in anything that's not being represented in this right now. And so as of right now, it's somewhere within the boundaries showing on the screen. With that being said, I have given you one clue, which the format of it's kind of weird because I write it in a poem format, up and down vertically, but YouTube does not like that. And so it kind of flips it around and moves some of my word and duplicates words. But I will read it to you as is. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr, could not make it. It's supposed to be make it, not make. But whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. So right there is clue number one. In the next 15 minutes or so, you can vote on a new clue, a hint, or I could tighten a location. The location that this is in is represented in the image on the screen. To go over the rules one more time, it's an object and or a location. And a good example that I always use is the Statue of Liberty. It's both got a physical address, so it's a location, and it's a pretty popular, well-known object. So the first person, if it was, say hypothetically, the treasure was the Statue of Liberty or the location that I chose, you would then say Statue of Liberty into the chat. The first person to say that would then win $60 on this week's treasure hunt. And this is our 6th installment, and we have had a champion every week. There are our past winners. Ohio River History, Christine Cornejo, Digging Richmond, Mike Haverstock, and Stitched. And yeah, that's where we're at. So here in a little bit, we will give you a new clue, a hint, or we will tighten the location. Let me check out the comments. We got Narwhal. It's Narwhal. So this would be technically our first guess. And I'm going to say good guess, but that is incorrect. That is not the location or object chosen this week. But at least you had the courage to be the first person to throw a guess out there. And you never know, your first guess could be a correct guess. And welcome, Venture Delow, I think, or Dulo. Appreciate you stopping by. If you're new, once again, this is an online treasure hunt in the format of a armchair treasure hunt. Each week we do this Wednesdays around 4 o'clock, and that's kind of where we've been at it. That's how we've been formatting it, and the date can change. I'm willing to do that. Our past winners are here. So if you're like, am I legitimately going to be able to win something? Hit up any of those individuals. Some are competing in this week's treasure hunt. This is number 6. So we've had 5 winners. Every 15 minutes, I give you a new clue, a hint, or I tighten the location. You can win $60 by finding the treasure, which is a location or an object. The example, once again, is the Statue of Liberty. It's both a location and an object. And the first person that would say that was the treasure this week, hypothetically, that was it. You would say Statue of Liberty in the chat. The first person to do it would then win the $60. And then I would get you that money by whatever means you thought was appropriate, whether I donate it, whether I send it to you as cash, or we use some sort of online feature like PayPal, Venmo, yada, yada, yada. And we will communicate with that over email. And it'll be important that you stay on here because there are scammers out there that try to say that they're, for instance, last week I had 2 emails from Stitched. I figured out which one was the real email, but it was people requesting money from me that weren't Stitched, and he was the winner of last week's treasure hunt. And let me go back to the chat. Welcome, Practical Ken. And then Arizona Mort Squad, what do you mean by what does it start with? If you're wanting a hint, we'll have to vote on a hint. If you're talking about something specific, like with the first clue I gave you. Let's see. Brad Welch has made it for all the way from Australia. Hey, good day, Brad. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate the love. As of right now, if you just entered, we've had 1 guess. We've only technically given like 2. We'll call them just for the sake of anybody new that just jumped in. We've only given 2 pieces of information that could lead you to the treasure hunt. One being the map that you see right now, which I will make a little bit smaller. This map right here. And in the comment section, I posted the first clue, which the format's a little weird because when I copy and paste it over, YouTube likes to kind of smash it together and I write it more like a poem, which I will read for you right now again so everybody sees it. And this is the biggest clue. This is like, what if you don't even need any of these other hints. You could solve it just with this clue, and I'll read it for you. Hi everyone, Lan and Fran are here. Dur could not make it, not make it. That's it duplicated that word, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn. If you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. That was clue number 1. And then the second piece of information that everybody in the chat's been given is the Google Earth image, which I will make bigger right now. It is somewhere within the boundaries of this image. And we are about 5 minutes away from me giving you a new clue, a hint, or tightening the location. And by tightening the location, as you can see, I have control over Google Earth here, and I can zoom in or zoom out and show you isolate where it may be, and by process of elimination, somebody could solve this week's puzzle. And that's where we are at right now. So I'm going to need the chat. because it's just going to be a couple minutes from now, whether you want a new clue, which will be like the first piece of information that I gave you, a new hint, which, for instance, to kind of explain hint, because some people are like, what do you mean by hint? So let me pull up part of the first clue. If you wanted a hint, you would say hint. Once everybody voted on hint, I could take the line with like, I hate being old. I could tell you what I meant by that. That's what a hint would do. I would take a piece of the clue, any clue that I gave you, and I would explain it 100%. My thought process. You'd be like, what did you mean by I hate being old? If you voted for hint, and I would tell you exactly what it is, so it wouldn't be a riddle no more. Or for instance, like this part of the clue, come over and make a purchase, right? I would tell you 100% what I meant by that. And that's that. And so, like I said, you've been given 2 pieces of information so far. This clue that I keep popping up, and then the Google Earth image that shows the general location which it's in. And like I said, I need the chat now. We're going to vote here pretty quick on whether you want a new clue, which is like the first clue, the first piece of information I gave you, a new hint, which gives you information about, for example, that first piece of information I gave you, or we will tighten the location. And the first person to guess the correct answer will win $60. And that is where we are at. And we got a couple guesses that I didn't see. Jason Dent with the Wild Unicorn of Prague. I'm not even sure what that is, but good guess. And we got Brockton Magnifisher, France, Atlantic Coast Trek, Unicorn Trails. Never heard of that either, but also another good guess. It's like everybody's really engaged this week. This is great. We're having guesses right off the bat, not guesses. And then we have Las Cox Caves in France, and that is also incorrect. And remember, if you post an answer, I'm jumping back and looking at the chat quite a bit. If you post an answer and you're the first person to say it, remember, it saves it in the chat. It's kind of time-stamped and everything. So you will win. And honestly, if I make a mistake, I could go back through the chat and it's great. And I could be like, oh, hey, you're the winner because you were the first person to guess it. And that's one of the good things about using the live features, because everything is time-stamped. And so the first person to guess correctly, it'll be easy to find them. And so right now, everybody is about to receive a new clue, a hint, or I could tighten the location. And I need you to vote on it in the chat. That is where we're at. And so I will look at the chat, and whatever you put, so type in new clue, type in hint, or type in location. And then from there, I will do one of those. And then you will have your third, oh, whoops, my hand's out of view, your third piece of information. And that's where we are at. So let's go over to comments. Let's make sure I haven't missed any guesses. Can you pin your clue so it stays at the top of the chat? I can do better. I can just, Jason, I think the best thing to do is paste it into chat. It's just kind of hard because the way it formats it is kind of weird, because like, I don't know if you ever copied and pasted anything in the chat. It kind of just tries to format it how it wants. But I can just keep recopying and posting it and see how it does. Or, maybe let me format it. And so I'm looking at the chat. So right now, Brockton I'm going to try something real quick, Jason, because it would be better instead of me just putting it back up on the screen, uploading it in the chat every couple minutes and uploading it on the screen. So that way everybody has it. But right now it looks like it's going to be clue. I need other individuals in the chat to engage and vote, because I'm going to give you what you want here in a little bit, your third piece of information. So it's important that everybody be engaged. Otherwise, Brockton will have the monopoly on this game, and he will win. So I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. And that's where we are at. So, and then hopefully YouTube doesn't pull my music video. I don't know if it's picking up the music outside, but somebody's bumping some clues. Or some clues. Clues are on the brain. They're bumping some music, and then you know how it is when you make a YouTube. Okay, I let it catch up. I noticed it got laggy when I opened up a Word document, and I guess I hit the max power of my PC. So sorry about the little bit of lag. I'm going to post the first clue in the chat. And so it looks like clue is the winner. So here we go. So I'm going to post that back in the chat. Let's see. And then I should have fixed the grammatical issues with it. And so maybe it'll make more sense. So let me cut this out. Let me go like this. I'm going to post it real fast. So here's the first clue in the chat right now. It's broken up a little bit. But there's the first clue. I'll show it on the screen real quick. Hello, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn. It's a lot better than what it was at first. If you believe that sort of thing, if you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. So these are all pieced together. It's all one clue. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn. If you believe that sort of thing, if you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. That's the first piece of information I've given you. The second piece of information is the Google Earth image that you're seeing here. And now it looks like, boom, the popular vote says clue. And so the next clue I will give you, I will type in the chat, and it'll be... And hopefully I'm spelling this correctly. And it might be too much of a clue. Hey, but hey, it is what it is. It might be too much of a clue, but let's see. And so this is the third piece of information that you've been given. And remember, the first person to guess the correct place wins. And remember, it's not just a place. I keep misspeaking. Place as in location or object. And here it goes. I will actually title this clue number 2. And I'll just put a hashtag on it so you know what it is. Okay, and this one's grammatically okay. There it is. And clue number 2 is posted in the chat. So Darby O'Gill lived in this place. That is the second clue. So that's the third piece of information. So it's not confusing. Let me take everything off the screen. Let me take this banner off. I forget. Okay, so look. So what you're looking at, wherever it's at, is within the boundaries of what's being shown on Google Earth here. I think everybody got that or understands that. That's the second piece of information given. The first piece of information given, I have reposted in the chat. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Durr could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. Clue number 2, which is the third piece of information that you were given. Darby O'Gill lived in this place. That was clue number 2. But the third piece of information that you were given. And that's where we're at. And I will give you a new clue, a hint, or type in the location here in we'll just say like the next 10 or 15 minutes. The last 2 treasure hunts we've had, somebody has solved it within an hour or so, and so they've been pretty quick. But this live stream treasure hunt will go as long as it takes somebody to solve it. And remember, to solve it, it's going to be either a location or an object. The perfect example that I always give is like the Eiffel Tower, which it's both got an address, right? But it's also a very popular, well-known object, just like the Statue of Liberty. So, for instance, some of our past finds have been Blood Falls in Antarctica, a fountain that it's called Andrea's Fountain. And if you didn't know, my new wife's name is Andrea. Andrea's Fountain, that's located in the Ghirardelli Square in San Francisco. And so it could be a big geologic feature, or it could be something as small as a fountain. And remember to use the clues, hints, and the tightening of the location to figure out this puzzle that I've presented to you today. And remember, the very first clue that I gave you, which I will, every 15 minutes, I'll re-upload it in the chat, but I'll periodically show it on the screen and then read it out loud for you. Let me go to the comments. Let's see what we got. It's Knock Nash Iga. I have no idea what that is. Good guess. We've had a lot of guesses tonight. A lot of these I actually look up afterwards because I'm like, what in the heck is that? I've never heard of it. And then we have Rath Column, Ireland. And that is also incorrect, Brad, but thanks for the guess. Why do I keep saying guess? I don't know what's wrong with me. My brain doesn't fire correctly, I guess, at this time of the day. And as you can see, that's what time it is where I'm at. So that's how weak I am. And okay, so let's go back over this again. I've given you 3 pieces of information. And then here in a little bit, you're going to vote on a new clue, which will be like the 2 clues you've received, a hint, which I can explain what I meant, which I don't think anybody's ever voted for a hint in any of these treasure hunts. And then I could tighten the location using Google Earth. It's real small next to my head, but if I do that, I will enlarge it and kind of lock down a tighter area so you kind of understand where it's at. So here was the first clue. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Dirk could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn, if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And here's the thing. At the end of it, if you're like, what the heck, this makes no sense. There's people that are pretty clever, and somebody might figure it out a little bit faster than other people. I explain at the end of this live stream, I explain exactly what I meant by every single line. And I feel like I do an okay job at making it to where it's not too obvious, but it's like one of those, moments whenever you do hear it. Oh, that makes sense. But I'm human. And so I could have a clue that seems obvious to me, but be very, very difficult to somebody else. But that's why I give you the option every few minutes to get a new clue, a hint, or I could tighten up the location. And by process of elimination, you can figure out where it's at. And as of right now, it looks like Brockton has made another guess. Lordship's Estate, and that is incorrect, Brockton. Thanks for the guess. We've had a lot of guesses tonight. So that's really cool that everybody's so engaged. And remember, whoever guesses first, and I know I keep repeating myself, just because I see the number of people jumping in and out, it seems to kind of move around a little bit. And I just want to be as transparent as possible what the rules are. You'll win $60, and I'll put my email up real quick. What I'll do is I'll post this email up at the end, and then you will send me an email. I will then send you, this is how I'm going to do it from now on. I will send you a random number. I'll just think of a random number. In this live stream chat, you'll send me that number just so it'll verify that's your email, because I've had individuals out of our past winners with both Ohio River History and with Stitched. Somebody send me an email that was like, oh, hey, I'm Stitched, and it wasn't them. I figured out who the actual Stitched was, and I was able to get him his winnings. But it gets a little confusing when I get 2 or 3 emails because somebody's trying to get a little bit extra cash and they're being a little bit untruthful. So it's the top of the hour. I'm all about moving this thing along. I normally stick to a little 15-minute rule for a new clue, hint, or tight end location, but it doesn't really matter. Whenever I have a guest come on, I will space it out a little bit. And I would really like to have somebody as a guest one of these times, because I think it'd be interesting to give a clue and then just talk about something completely different, and then just, talk back to the chat every once in a while so you guys can do some thinking while being entertained. This week I was going to talk about the thrill of the chase, which it's been found, and whether there's people out there that don't think it's been found, but Forrest Fenn, who designed the chase, before he passed away, said it was found. But I still want to talk about it because I had a lot of cool ideas, and I know everybody had their secret thoughts, and I really enjoy treasure hunts, like armchair treasure hunts. It's a very similar format to this. And so I think it's important to talk about it and kind of see what tools people use to solve different stuff, because it'll benefit me in the future. And so right now, let's do this. Type into the chat whether you want a new clue, a hint, or you want me to tighten the location. And right now, I will repost in the chat what the two clues were. And I will make the Google Earth image bigger. And basically, it's somewhere within that boundary. And right now, let's open up the chat. It doesn't look like anybody's voted on what they want yet. Perfect. So let me just copy. Let me reformat this real quick. Let's go like this. So I found a better way to do this. I think it'll fit like this. Here we go. Here is clue number 1. There's clue number 1. It's posted in the chat. I'll show it to you while you guys are voting. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Der could not make it. It's supposed to be make it. And for some reason, it keeps putting make. And I don't think it's my fault because I have make it written in my Word document. But whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And that's where we're at. That is where we're at. So the second clue I'll pull up on the screen. I don't think I need to retype this one as of right now because it's pretty easy. Darby O'Gill lived in this place. That was clue number 2. Darby O'Gill lived in this place. And then the third piece of information you've been given is the Google Earth image that you're seeing there. It's somewhere within the boundaries of the Google Earth image. And so right now I need the chat to either give me a new clue or vote on whether you want a new clue, hint, or tighten the location. And in the chat, you will just type in new clue, you will type in hint, or you'll type in tighten location. And the majority of what's said, I will go with that. Democracy rules. And let's go over, let's see. We have, is it Lord Fitzpatrick Estates? That is also incorrect. Good guess. But that is not the location or object this week. And right now, I'm just waiting on the chat to vote on a new clue, a hint, or to tighten the location. And I will re-show clue number 2. Darby O'Gill lived in this place. Clue number 1. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Dirk could not make it. It's not supposed to be make. It's supposed to be Dirk could not make it. But whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn. If you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. As of welcome, Gary's metal detecting. I'll explain the rules here in a little bit. But right now, it looks like if nobody else says anything, it looks like I'm going to give a hint. And Arizona Mort Squad, if hint is where we go with this, you will tell me a specific part of what you want a hint on. So you could literally say, what did you mean by Darby O'Gill lived in this place? Or you could say, what did you mean by come ride my unicorn? And then I will tell you. But we will wait. You were the only one that voted, and I'll give another 30 seconds while I explain the rules for Gary. That just looks like he just popped in. So this is an online treasure hunt where you're given clues, hints, and the tightening of locations with using Google Earth. As you can see as a reference, you can win $60 by finding the treasure. Here are some of our past winners. And if you're the first person to guess what the location or object is in the chat, I will give you $60. We will contact via email. So you'll stick around for the whole live stream. I will get your information and I will get you that money via carrier pigeon, some online means. I can mail it to you. I can donate it to a charity, whatever you see fit. And as of right now, we have the next guest by Jason Dent, Edinburgh unicorn statue. And then he guessed right afterwards, Edinburgh. Okay, so those are both incorrect, Jason, but thank you for the guess. Arizona Mort Squad was the only one that voted in democracy rules. I am going to give you a hint, Arizona Mort Squad. And if I'm saying your name incorrectly, shoot me an email. Let me put it up on the screen. If I'm saying it, and help me because I don't want to sound like an idiot for my whole life. Which if you think idiot's kind of a mean word, I apologize, but I used to be in the Marine Corps, and so I talk like that sometimes. And so what hint would you like? And so I'm talking now to Arizona Mort Squad. I will give you a hint, and I'll explain it one more time if you didn't understand my meaning. So, for instance, this is the first clue I've given. The hint could be like, hey, what did you mean by come ride my unicorn? So you're gonna pick a specific part of the clues that I've given you, and I will tell you exactly what I meant. That is how a hint works. You could say, what did you mean by I hate being old? And I will 100% tell you what I meant by that. You could say, what did you mean by Darby O'Gill lived in that place? And I will 100% tell you what I meant by that. So that is where we are at. And so now we are waiting on Arizona Mort Squad to ask me what he wants a hint about. Where was it? Where is it? Okay, right here. He was the one that voted hint. And what I'll do is at 5:15, I will give you a new hint, clue, or I'll tighten the location. With the location right now being, I'll make it a little bit bigger. It's somewhere, whatever we're looking for is somewhere in there. So that is where we're at. Arizona Mort Squad, if you are still in chat, let me know what you want to hint about. If Arizona Mort Squad doesn't reply here pretty quick, what I'll do is I'll ask the chat what they want to hint about. And so the first person to say, I want to hint about this. Oh, hint about Darby O'Gill. Here we go. Okay, so everybody who's watching, I'm not going to type this into the chat because if you're here, you're lucky. I've given 2 clues, 3 pieces of information. 2 clues, 3 pieces of information. The 2 clues that I've given are here. Clue number 2, which I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by this right now. Darby O'Gill and the Little People is a Disney film featuring Sean Connery. And what I meant by this is the country and or because it's kind of weird how boundaries work. Let's say country and or province of England that Darby lived in. Now, I believe it may be better to say this because I haven't seen the movie in a while. I don't remember if he lived in Ireland or Scotland, but it's the same place that Sean Connery is from. So we'll just leave it at that. That's the hint. I will not repeat the hint, but that should tell you exactly or, help you with the location of where it's at. That's all I'm saying. Hi, everyone. Landon Frana here. Durs cannot make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And so, Jason, just so clarification, it's not Ireland because I think that I made a mistake and I haven't seen Darby O'Gill and the Little People. It's not Ireland because I think that's where Darby O'Gill and the Little People is. It's not filmed there or anything like that, but it was like about leprechauns, which it just didn't click in my brain. So since that was my mistake, I'm going to say that it's where Sean Connery was from. That's the location I'm talking about. And we have Gary Metal Detecting saying Fountain Bridge. Thanks for the guess, Gary, but that is not correct. Let me go over the rules one more time. I think it's appropriate. I'm not going to say that's it or not, Jason, but it wasn't this, and I'll just say maybe. But I don't want to give hints until you guys vote for it. And you guys will receive a new clue, hint, or tightening of the location here in about 5 minutes, 5:15. So if you guys will choose what you want for a hint, or what you want for a clue, or if you want to zoom in a little bit and tighten the location. I think some of you maybe have a good idea of where the location might be. That's really on you. And so at 5:15, I'll go with the majority. Once again, Fountain Bridge, Edinburgh, United Kingdom. That is incorrect. Good guess, Arizona Mort Squad. Remember, the location, the hint I gave you is it's where Sean Connery was from. And I don't think if Sean Connery, I gotta look this up because I thought it was general knowledge where Sean Connery was from. And if I'm wrong, I am also, let's see. I'm going to look up. Oh, okay. Yep. So Sean Connery is from Edinburgh, but that doesn't, let's just say maybe you're focusing in on the city so much and not what the hint was where the hint was supposed to lead you to. We'll just take it from there. Don't focus on the city so much. Make it more broad area. And we're about 4 minutes from a new clue, hint, or me tightening the location. If you want to understand what I'm trying to say, I'll give you a little bit of a nudge here. Something that Jason said here is really, that's kind of where I'm at, maybe. So maybe tighten your area, or if you're located on a little city, be more broad, and then look at the first two clues and go from there. And this Edinburgh, Scotland is a good guess, is incorrect. That is not the location or object that is the solve of today's hunt. And we have a new guess from Justin O'Donnell. Sakar Point. Sakar Point. Never heard of Sakar Point, but that is not what I'm looking for, but good guess. Let me go back over the first clue, and then I will show you. I think we've locked down the second clue, so I won't show you the second clue. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Dirk could not make it, but whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And right now in the chat, vote on, type in whether you want a new clue, a hint, or to tighten the location. That is where we're at. And so right now, Gary Metal Detecting has voted for a hint. I haven't seen anything else. We have Black Mountain, Ireland. Thanks for the guess, Donna, but that is incorrect. And once again, I'm going to put this up here. The general area mentioned here is kind of where we're at, just because I just want to make it clear. Darby O'Gill and the Little People was based in Ireland, but wherever this is not in Ireland. And I'm just saying that because I made that mistake, because I just, Ireland and Scotland, and I know that like Conor McGregor would probably beat me up if he heard me say that, but I kind of just intermixed it in my brain as I was coming up with this. And then we have Jason Dent bringing up Nessie, which I just want to say you're the winner for that, but you're not, because I really like Nessie. I've always liked, I can't think of the lake or whatever that Loch Ness is in, but Loch Ness Monster, killer guess, but that is incorrect. And so as of right now, we're about 2 minutes away. And it looks like hint is still the only thing from Gary's Metal Detecting. And so, Gary, if nobody else votes here in a second, it'll be a new hint. So a new clue, hint, or I will tighten the location using Google Earth as a reference. And from there, maybe somebody will, you guys are getting close. There's been some close guesses. I could say that. I can't say exactly where it's at, but people are jumping around and having the right idea about things. So, hey, how about right now in the chat? Vote on it. Write in whether you want a new clue, a hint, or to tighten the location. While you're doing that, I am going to review everything that we've done, because it's normally about this point, by the time I've given the fourth piece of information, that somebody can lock it down. So that is where we're at. So I need people to vote. If they don't vote, it looks like it's going to be a hint, and then I will get you your new hint. But I will go over the first clue, the second clue, the hint I gave to the second clue, and then I'm going to talk about the geologic portion of it. So this is actually the fifth piece of information technically, but let's do this. So we have this. Hi, everyone. This is the first clue, by the way. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Dirk could not make it. Not make it. It's just YouTube trolling me. But whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. Right? The second clue. was Darby O'Gill and the Little People, right? Let me find the original clue. Darby O'Gill lived in this place. And I didn't realize that Darby O'Gill lived in Ireland because I just messed up and I totally forgot. And so if you want to know where Darby O'Gill lived in my brain a second ago, it was the same general area that Sean Connery was from. There's some place located in Jason's statement. Somewhere, yeah, I would say it's somewhere within what Jason was talking about there. We have our next guess. And so, Gary, hint is it? Gary, what would you like a hint on? And I will give you a new piece of information. So look at the clues. I'll pull them up on the screen. What would you like a hint about in the clues that I've given you? Remember, pick a Pikachu. That's not what I meant to say. Pick a portion of this because there's a bunch of clues in this big paragraph, and let me know what works for you. I will look at the chat while I'm waiting. I'll pull up the Google Earth image and just cycle between it. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make the purchase. So let's wait. I'm waiting in the chat now for Gary, who voted for a hint. Here's the first clue. Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. Dirk cannot make it. But whatever. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. Now, it says make, but that's just because I have to copy and paste it into splices, and it just... It'll cut off words if I meet a certain character count. So that portion says Dur could not make it, not make. That's what it's supposed to say. I'm having an issue with getting it typed all the way out. I don't know what the deal is. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And we know that it's somewhere in. So Gary, you say Dublin. It's okay. So I'm just going to say this outright because there's been so much confusion. I feel like that. I've posted this like 50 times on the screen. If you look at the screen right now, there's a capital S on the general area that it's located in. That was what the last hint believed me to. Now, Gary, you voted for hint. And the hint, I can't tell you province or anything like that, Gary. The hint has to do with the clue that I've given you. And so the hint would be like, what did you mean by Lan and Fran are here? Or what did you mean by hi, everyone? Or what did you mean by Dur could not make it? And that's supposed to be make it, but whatever. And so that's how the hints work. Or you could say, what did you mean by come ride my unicorn? Or if you believe that sort of thing. And so because you voted on hint, Gary, where would we come over to? Is that in my clues? Did I say that in my clues? Let me see. Let me see if you're asking something specific. Now, remember, the hint has to be specific on my clue. And so I don't say anything about come over and make a purchase. So are you saying, Gary, with this, are you asking me what did I mean by come over and make a purchase? Is that what you meant? And I'll wait for you. And Gary, if you're not clear, I'll just have somebody else in the chat right now. Also, somebody can hit up if you're not understand what I mean by hint. Somebody asked me what you might want to hint on, a portion of the clue. Just anybody throw it in chat because I'll explain it again while I'm waiting for somebody in the chat. So the clues are like the big poem that I gave you in the beginning, and that consists of many clues. Each of those lines is a clue that leads you to this location or object. Hints, how a hint works is you take a line from those clues, and then I will tell you exactly what I meant by it. Exactly. And then tightening the location is me just zooming in with Google Earth. So just for that clarification, that's what I mean by hint. So when you ask me for a hint, it has to be based on one of the clues. You can't just be like, where's it at or something like that. That's not really how the hint's supposed to work. And so let me go to the comments. Oh, okay. So, for instance, Gary, check this out. Mike Haverstock said, what does land, Fran, and Dur mean? Mike Haverstock, great question. There we go. What do you mean by land, Fran? Okay, so this is perfect. So everybody pay attention. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. The Fran isn't important. So do you see how it says capital H, hi everyone, capital L, land, and then capital Dur? What word does that make when you put those all together? Look at the capital letters. That is the hint I will give you. Somebody could put it in chat if they want. So the Fran's not important. The capital high, the capital land, and the other capital. So when you put that together, that is what I meant with those clues. Exactly, Gary. I didn't say it. So we're isolating this. It's just there we go. But so you got to ask yourself now, did I put the high, that land, in that Dur in there to bring you to Scotland, or is it for to bring you to a closer area? That's really up to you to interpret. But that is what I meant by that. And so I thought I was pretty clever with it by just using those capital letters. But it wasn't that obvious. And I thought that was going to be really obvious because if you look, those are the only capital letters. And besides everything else that starts a new sentence. But they're kind of weird, right? Hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. I don't know Lan and Fran. And then Dur could not make it. It's supposed to be make it, but Dur's not even really a name. And so if you looked at that, you'd be like, hi, Lan, Dur. I thought it was clever. So we have a couple guesses. I'm paying attention to Jason. I saw your guess. Good guess, but that is also incorrect. We have Scottish Highlands, and then we have The Rose Fountain by Justin O'Donnell. All good guesses. Also, none of these are correct yet. Let me go over the clues. So like I said, the very first poem format thing I gave you is the most important. So you need to dissect that while you're waiting for new clues, hints, or locations. Here at the top of 5:30, so it's 5:23 right now, I will give you a new clue, a hint, or I will tighten the location. And so I think everybody knows that it's in Scotland right now because based off the hints that I gave you, it's somewhere in Scotland, somewhere in there. So start looking and dissecting the poem I gave you, and we will take it from there. Whoever guesses first can win $60 by finding the treasure. And we're hitting about the normal time. So normally our live streams, they're solved the last two were solved in about an hour, but it takes about an hour and 30 minutes to an hour. So we're coming up on that hour and 30 minutes portion. Let's jump over to the comments. Got to do a live stream. Gary, thanks for stopping by and being engaged. If you get the time next week, stop by. Maybe you can be a winner. Remember, this live stream goes as long as it takes for somebody to solve it. So if somebody solves it in 5 minutes, it would be a pretty quick live stream. But that's how it goes. But thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate that. We have a guess of Victoria Tunnel. That is not correct. Good guess. We have Stirling Castle. Good guess, Brockton Magnifisher, but that is not it. Let's go back over the first clue again. And remember, this make is not, when you look at Dur could not make, that's just YouTube. When I copy and pasted it, repeated a word because it spliced it. But hi, everyone. Lan and Fran are here. So I think everybody understands that portion. Dur could not make it, but whatever. That's all the same. I got the hint. I think everybody understands that portion. I hate being old. That comes with being geologic. Come ride my unicorn if you believe that sort of thing. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. And then here pretty quick, let's get a vote out there. I will give you a new clue, hint, or I will tighten the location. That is where we're at right now. So you've been given a couple pieces of information. You've isolated it to somewhere inside of Scotland, right? And so you're going to get a new clue, a hint, or a location. So I need you to type in the chat which one you want, whatever the majority is. I will go from there. Let's look at the comments and see what's going on. It looks like Jason with another guess. Overton Main Street Park. That is incorrect. Good guess, and you're doing good because I kind of see because when I write this poem, I actually put a lot of thought into it. I don't know if anybody's good at writing, but I kind of do stuff that isn't super obvious, but is kind of obvious, and so I can tell Jason's pretty good at like looking into things. I'm not saying that anything in your guess is actually correct, but I think you're picking apart things in the right way. But maybe if I say that, it'll mislead you, and I don't want to mislead you or anybody else. But let's just say good guess. I will give you guys a new clue, a hint, or I'll tighten the location. Just type in whether you want a new clue, a hint, or to tighten the location. And then that should give you some more information. That'll be the sixth piece of information. And let me show you the big tamale. Let me actually, this is a good time. We have, let's see, the Lewisian rocks. I've never heard of that. I'm actually a geology major, Donna, and I really enjoy geologic formations and stuff like that. I've never heard of these. They're probably super famous, and my professor, if he's watching this, would be cringing. And then we have Scottish Highlanders. So Arizona Mort Squad. So it has to be either a location or an object. And I don't think a Highlander is an object or a location. So the example I always give is like the Statue of Liberty has both like a physical address and it's like a popular object. And so it could be it could be like the biggest ball of yarn. Or, one of our solves was Blood Falls, located in Antarctica. So that was one of our solves from the past weeks, which is a geologic feature. It's also been a fountain before. It was Andrea's Fountain in San Francisco. So it could be like a man-made object, a geologic feature, right? It definitely has a name. That's one thing I should probably point out. Whatever it is has a name. It'll always have a name because that's kind of how, that's how we are as humans. People like to label things. So it wouldn't be like an individual or anything like that. Right now, vote on whether you want a new clue, a hint, or to tighten the location. I'll give it to you in the next 2 minutes. So somebody just type it into the chat. Ooh. And while I'm waiting, I'll look at some of the other guesses. I'll show these as they go along. Nobody has guessed it correctly. The chat's pretty active. So like I said, if I miss something, Mike, good guess, but that is not correct. But good guess. If somebody's like, oh, I said that earlier in the chat, I have the ability to go all the way to the first comment. For instance, Donna said hello to us. Hello, Donna. That's not the first comment, but I'm just saying I can go. I think the first comment was from, there we go. That's the first comment at 4 o'clock when we get this live stream started. So we have Hadrian's Wall. I'm not sure what that is. I'm learning actually a lot. I've never heard any of these before. So I'm actually learning. If I ever go if I hit up the tourism in Scotland or whatever, I'm going to have to check out some of these places because they actually have really cool names. And I don't know if for instance, Hadrian's Wall is actually pretty lame or anything like that, but it has a cool name, so I would check it out. We have the HMS Unicorn. That is incorrect, Stitch. Good guess, though. And we have Highland Boundary Fault. So I think it's about time for a new clue, a hint, or to tighten the location. So will somebody or the majority, whatever the majority is, let me know what you want for a new clue, a hint, or for a location. And I will give you one, whatever you want. I will tighten the location down. I'll give you a new clue, a hint, or I'll tighten the location. Remember, the hint is based off of the clues that I've given you. So I'm going to look at the comments and historic wall between Britain and Scotland built by the Romans. I've actually seen that That's not correct, Jason. But I've seen videos where people kind of metal detect over there, and I've always wondered that I don't know if they're right up on the wall. I don't know if that's legal. And I was like, because they find Roman coins, or maybe it's a Roman road I was thinking about. But there's like a lot of cool videos where they find old Roman coins. You know, and I'm huge into metal detecting, and that's like a bucket list thing I'd want to do. If nobody else says anything in the next 10 seconds, because I really want to give you guys a hint so we can solve this. I'm going to give you a hint. And Mike, if you want, it looks like it's going to be that. So Mike, if you have an idea and what you want a hint on, I will just tell you. So type that, Mike, into the chat. And from there, I will give you that hint. So as I wait for you to, it looks like it's going to be hint. So Mike, let me know what hint you want. Now, did you pick the place at random, or did you know the place prior? I always know the places prior. So to give you some background, like I said, the more you get to know me, I'm into treasure hunting like you, Jason. I'm a veteran. I actually am pretty good at Jeopardy. One of my game plans in life is to get on Jeopardy. I think that I can at least win a couple. I don't know if I could ever be a multi-time champ. So I have a lot of general knowledge, and I have a lot of fun looking up random locations and stuff like that. I'm also a geology student. I've done a lot of geography, all that kind of stuff. So I know a lot of places that are bucket list places. So that's kind of where it's at. You know, and then some of these other places I found in other treasure hunts and stuff. And then I always explain that at the end. And so, like I said, if you're like, what the heck, I don't understand any of this. If you watch some of the past live streams, you can get an idea of how I think. And it looks like Mike Haverstock. Now, everybody be at the ready, because he asked for a hint about the purchase one. And I think this is going to give it away. So somebody's going to get this quick. So everybody be ready at the keyboard. Mike asked about the purchase portion of the first clue. It says this. Now, it's combined. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase. It's combined. Okay. Here's the hint I'm going to give it to you. I'm actually going to, I can't type it into the chat, and I can explain it to you afterwards. Because it would 100% give it away where it's at. But let's just say, Mike, if everybody's listening, be ready. I was talking about the word store. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Once again, the word store. That is why those two lines are in there. The word store. And that's where I'll leave it. And then here in the next 10, 15 minutes, I will give you a new clue, hint, or location. But I have a feeling that the keyboard warriors somebody's about to jump right on this and find it. Because that is a huge hint. And so as of right now, we know that the general location, and actually because we know the general location is in Scotland. I'll pull that up on the Google Earth so there's no confusion. And we have a winner. This is the correct answer this week. Arizona Mort Squad, you have won $60 this week. Stick around for 1 second. Arizona, I need you to email me. Let me put my email up. I need you to email me as of here pretty quick. You're the winner, and I will explain my clues, hints, everything that I've told you so people understand what the Old Man of Store is and how that works. So I need you to email me, Arizona. I'm going to open up my email on another screen right now as I explain exactly where it's at. In Google Earth, I will put in Old Man of Store to zoom into it. I will go over the clues. And so email me. Congratulations. Really cool. The correct answer was the Old Man of Store. But like I said, email me. Let me open up my email. I'm going to send you a random number once I get an email from you. And then from there, I can verify your identity. And then we can be in communication about how you want to collect the $60 that you've won on our we'll call it the sixth installment of this hunt. And so let's go over it. So shoot me an email. I'm going to go over the clue, the very first clue, and explain it. And so if this isn't clear, let me know in the comments right now in the chat. But it's pretty, I think it's pretty cool how I came up with this, but I'm going to go over each portion. So everybody, hi everyone, Landon Franner here. Durr could not make it, but whatever. The make was a typo. That wasn't even my fault. I swear I put in it. You were supposed to look at the capital letters of each of those words, put the words together, and you get the words Highlander, which everybody knows Scotland is famous for their Highlanders. I hate being old. Does that clue not make sense to anybody? Anybody in the chat, right? It's old is in the name of this geologic feature, right? Old. That comes with being geologic. It's a geologic feature. Does that make sense? So when I say it comes with being geologic, right? So some people may have thought like, oh, it's old, so it's some old geologic feature, but every geologic feature is old. Well, older than, dirt's pretty old, believe it or not. And come ride my unicorn. Everybody stuck to this one. The country, so Scotland is kind of weird because it's part of the United Kingdom, but their national animal is the unicorn. If you believe that sort of thing, goes along with the come ride my unicorn. So the national animal is a unicorn. If you win this cash, come over and make a purchase, right? So that's where the store comes in. It might not have been obvious, but when I gave you that clue and I said store, if I would have typed it into the chat, it would have given the spelling would have gave it away, because it's not STORE, it's STOOR. And I'm still waiting on an email from our winner this week, and then I will add you. Jason Dent, great game, great puzzle. Okay. So as of right now, Jason must be a millionaire because it's the second week he donated. I really appreciate that. So next week's treasure hunt, it is a holiday week, so it might just get pushed to the next week. I'll make sure to subscribe. Maybe I'll push out some advertisements and stuff like that, so that way you know. Right now, we won't do one Wednesday. Let's say that we'll do one the next Wednesday, just because of and if you're not in the United States, it's Thanksgiving, or what else do they call it? Passover or something like that. I don't know what the politically correct term is. Arizona Mort Squad, I'm waiting on the email. It's important that I get the email from you, because I have other people try to email me and try to collect your winnings. But you've won $60. The next hunt we do now will be $30. Arizona Mort Squad, excuse me, like push those two words together, has now been added to the champions list. And so I will add him. And this is the 6th time we've done this treasure hunt. And like I said, we will, almost 100%, we are going to skip next week. It is a holiday weekend for people in the United States. I don't know if other countries actually celebrate that holiday. It's cool if they do, because I like eating turkey. I'm a big food person. So let's see. It should pop up. And here are our winners so far in all the hunts we've done. So if you look at it, we've had 6 live stream treasure hunts. Ohio River History, Christine Cornejo, Digging Richmond, Mike Haverstock, Stitched, and Arizona Mort Squad have all won. Ohio River History has won $100. That was my first time. Christine won $20, Digging Richmond won $20, Mike won $20, and then donated, which allowed Stitch to win $40, but then Stitch donated $20 of his $40 to this hunt. And then also we've gotten donations from Jason and Brockton, which they did it again. So next week's treasure hunt right now will be a 40. I keep saying next week's treasure hunt, holiday week. The next treasure hunt, which I will type in the date right now, will be a $40 treasure hunt. I will come up with Passover. Yeah, what's Passover? Oh, that's Easter. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's Easter. Yeah, but Jason, you know how stuff goes nowadays. You can't call like Christmas Christmas. It's the holidays, and you know my wife loves Christmas more than anything. It's her favorite holiday. It's Hallmark season. Um, but yeah. So let's see. Let me check my email. I keep checking my email. So Arizona Mort Squad. The issue I'm having is people who are not you trying to collect your money. They just make an email that kind of sounds like your name, and that's an issue. And so from there, I kind of need you to send me an email now. If it doesn't work, we can figure it out. But let me throw up a banner. Here we go. Remember to share this hunt, invite your friends, all that wonderful jazz. Let me look at the date. We'll agree on a date right now. So it looks like December 1st will be the next treasure hunt. So we got, let me type this in here. December 1st. Let's agree on that. I would like to, I think the best way to do it, and I'm not one of these pushers of this, but subscribe, because I think it notifies you when it'll notify you whenever we do one of these live streams. I think, Jason, if it's cool, I'll share this on your social media, all that stuff. So I'll share it on different social media accounts I have. I know that people think it's spam and they hate it, but I do want to remind people to come. I know I've shared it in the past before, but I kind of hesitate to do it because I think some people get annoyed. But the next stream will be December 1st. It'll be a live stream treasure hunt. As of right now, that'll be a $40 hunt. So let me save that for later. You can win $40 by finding the treasure. And remember, I will come up with a bunch of clues that I put. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man, also water again. I will come up with a bunch of clues that I put in the form of a poem. With that poem, you can get a hint for one of those individual clues. I can give you a hint, and you can tighten up the location, all the rules. Remember, it's going to be a place or an object, never a person or anything like that, and it has a name. So I'll make sure to clarify that next week. I'm learning more each time I do this, and I think that I'm getting to where it's a little more smooth. And this is like new technology for me. Normally I just GoPro it, edit the videos and stuff like that. Let me check out the comments and kind of see how everybody is feeling. Let's see. Sorry you won't be able to make it, Mike. And this is the issue I'm running into. I know there's other live streams going on, and I don't try to compete with anybody or anything like that. Let me see. And I saw the email. But that being said, let me go like this. Check that email out if it's not too much trouble. Real quick, I just sent you an email back, Arizona Mort Squad, and then let me know what number I just sent you right now so I can verify it's you. I think it's you because it's the only one that's been emailed, but I have a bunch of emails in there. I've been emailed by like 3 different things, and I haven't opened them. But I'm pretty sure it's you, so I think that we're good to go. But I did just send you a number. But yeah, Brockton, go ahead and start this on your channel. I mean, it's not like I don't have a copyright for this or anything. I think there's other formats of this. I got this idea just from our armchair treasure hunts and stuff like that. I just enjoy this. Oh, there we go. And that is the number I sent you. So Arizona, I'll get you your $60. I'll donate it to charity, PayPal it to you, Venmo, whatever. We'll talk about it over email in the next couple days, and I'll make sure that you get that. And I hope you can make it to the next treasure hunt. I know that Mike Haverstock will have a Christmas treasure hunt. But anybody that can make it, and thank you for the kind words. Like I said, I just enjoy armchair treasure hunting. It's only costing me $20 a week at this point, and then every other amount is being gifted to me. So it's really cool that you guys are gifting. I'm not trying to make money off of this or anything like that. I just kind of was like, man, I really enjoy treasure hunting. They had the Great American Treasure Hunt. I think that's what the name of it was. That was a fun one. We bought the book right away. I was really into the thrill of the chase. I'm really into the secret. I'm really into, you name it. I love armchair treasure hunting, metal detecting, magnet fishing, underwater treasure hunting, all that stuff. I'm into anything treasure hunting. And so because, when weather gets bad and stuff like that, I get stuck at home. And we also just got through this COVID time. A lot of people were stuck at home. I decided to do something like this because there's, more people online nowadays, and it's a fun way to get the people in the treasure hunting community involved. If you're not a treasure hunter, if you jump on and start doing this, I mean, technically that makes you a treasure hunter. And so, somebody who just has good general knowledge or is good at research and stuff like that, which I know, Jason, you are, because I've watched a lot of your videos on the Forest Fen treasure hunt. You could have a little bit of an edge. Once again, Arizona treasure hunter got the correct guess. I will throw that up on the screen again. Man, so many comments this week. Thank you so much for sharing this. I actually can't even find his comment. That's how many. Whoo! That's whoa. There we go. The Old Man at Store was the correct guess this week. So congratulations. Let's pop up these banners. And then Jason, thanks again for the donation and all that stuff. I really appreciate you popping on here. And then same thing, Brockton. Thanks for the $10. I really appreciate that. That makes it a $40 hunt next week. Maybe for Christmas, one of the weeks, if it doesn't conflict with not December 1st, but somewhere in the middle of December, we'll do another $100 hunt. I think that could pull more people in. So if you guys could share that and let people know. Past winners, congratulations. I'm glad everybody's so involved. Maybe this they'll do some research and this is the way to stop Alzheimer's, something like that. Thank you for your kind words, everybody. Perfect. Hey, yeah, shout out to your channel. I mean, I haven't heard of you. I'll check you out afterwards. I've been checking out everybody's channel after this, and then we have an email chain. So if you ever want to just communicate anything like that, once I check you out, I'm actually in California. I have a cousin that lives in Arizona, so I do some metal detecting out there on his property and stuff like that. So let's finish it up. Remember, we do this about 4 o'clock. I open the stream up for chat. 4:15 is when we begin, just to get everybody situated. As of right now, next week's treasure hunt will be $40 because of the donations from Brockton Magnet Fishing and then Jason Dent. Excuse me. Because we have a holiday coming up, the next stream will be December 1st. I apologize if that conflicts. Now, and remember, check out some of our other videos. If you watch some of the old live streams, you can kind of figure out how my brain works, and maybe it'll give you a little bit of an edge. Remember to share this hunt. I think that's what you guys did this time because we had a couple people jump in that I haven't seen, and it was really cool. And, everybody was very engaged. I didn't have a lot of time to talk about anything else because everybody was so engaged in the chat. I was able to just respond, and there's so many guesses, and I actually had a lot of fun on this one. If you ever just need to contact me, here's our email. With that being said, this is goodbye. The stream went till about 5:48, and on December 1st, I will put together another little riddle or poem or whatever you want to think that's composed of a bunch of clues. And then it'll lead you to a location or an object, and you can win $40. And we'll go from there. And then remember, I'll mention it the next time we have one because it's Christmas time. I get cash from family members. I'll take a little bit of that and then make sure to give it to you guys who are out here keeping me entertained on Wednesdays. But let's call it. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and have a good one. And from there, let me say, hey, can I put out my Facebook group, Magnet Fishing in the USA? Absolutely. Shout out to Brockton. Thank you. Everybody check out AZ Mort Squad. And that is where we are at.